We're back again.
We're gonna get our stuff together here and start things in like 5 minutes or so probably. I have to get my tarot cards and...
I'm pulling out some spa dough to just keep me fidgety for a little bit. Basically, it's Play-Doh that is supposed to have cool scents, but I've had trouble smelling these scents or finding them relaxing, so we'll see. We got, this is not lavender. This cannot be lavender. I don't know what that is. There's some weird crystallization on there.
I felt like I smelled one of these at least.
I thought there was one that had a decent scent, but I feel like it's been a while. Ugh, that is atrocious.
Hell, it smells like Play-Doh.
They smell like gross Play-Doh, though. Like the cheap Play-Doh. Like non-Play-Doh brand Play-Doh that rots away.
No,
Like,
they do kind of smell like gross Play-Doh.
ugh, this is not going to work out. When we first got them, there definitely was a lavender and I feel like I don't know, I thought it was eucalyptus. I think it was just the peppermint scent the last time. And
Mint is such an easy scent to get right? I mean...
This one 100% is just Play-Doh. That is, they just took Play-Doh from the Play-Doh brand and put it in one of these and said spa dough. What's that one? Not peppermint? Can I sniff it? It's my last one. Nope. Nope. Okay, none of these smell like anything except Play-Doh. I've made my own Play-Doh before. And that can smell good, but it doesn't last long. Like, you have to get rid of it.
Yeah.
After, like, on like standard. Yeah, I think I'd normally keep it for like a week. So I do like, I'd make like pumpkin Play-Doh, peppermint Play-Doh, you know, glitter and all sorts of fun Play-Dohs because it's so easy to make. But I mean, it's also gross. Everybody's touching it. I don't even know why I'm putting this back in here. These are trash. We're not. I don't even want to touch them. They grossed me out. That was a terrible scent. Not relaxing. But Play-Doh is relaxing.
Usually, yeah. Well, that Theraputty we have is nice. We should get more versions of that. It's like this. It's for...
It's down there.
Goodness, like rehabilitation, like, you know, physical therapy and to strengthen up and stuff. But so they have different colors that are like different consistencies. So it's fun to play with too. Like the one we have is green and isn't terribly hard, but it's harder than like silly putty, like your average silly putty, and that's kind of the consistency, right?
Yeah, I mean it's right there. I'll grab it. But yeah, it's Theraputty, so it is like an educational tool, but it is also for like arthritis or just firming up those muscles, and the different colors correspond to the different levels of firmness. So there's like a super soft one that's almost like a foam. It's so soft. It's almost uncomfortable to touch. It's so soft. It's pillowy. And then it tells you, yeah, like tan, extra soft, yellow soft, extra soft, red soft. I think I tried I think it was maybe the tan one. It was a soft brown, so probably.
I wonder how hard the extra firm black is.
Yeah, probably insanely firm. Because this green one is medium firmness, and I would actually like to get the red one because I feel like sometimes this is too much for my... Like I have arthritis and it's just a little too challenging at times where I'd like
red would be nice
soft.
To warm up on too, maybe.
Yeah.
If you're like, oh, I could do green, but you want to start with the red, especially when it's cold like this.
Yeah.
Joints.
So it says resistance exercise program. But yeah. I mean, also just good for like fidgeting. I like it.
No, it's awesome. We should definitely look into getting another color.
Yeah.
I did find my tarot cards.
Where were they? Were they missing?
No. I just didn't. I usually grab them before the stream.
Oh, okay. I know mine are by you because we swap sides, so mine are down there. But you can go first if you'd like, if you feel ready, or you wanna wait for a little bit and see how you feel. It's been about 5 minutes, so.
Yeah, I'm still like feeling
it out. I'm just taking off that silicone ring.
It sticks to that.
Yeah, stuff, everything ends up all around it. The
silicone wedding band.
Yeah, but everyone thinks it's a rubber band because this color has faded a lot too, just from use. I really should. I mean, I have like a million more, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, like, why are you having a rubber band here? I'm like, because I like it. I'm starting.
It's kind of silly. Like, it's obviously where a wedding ring is. So, like, why wouldn't they just assume that it's a wedding band?
Well, they're children.
Oh, okay, kids. I'm like.
So they're like, you're weird. I'm like, yes, I am weird.
Well, they're kind of not wrong. I mean, silicone, rubber, not too far off, right?
The coloring really looks like a rubber band.
It does. It does in this lighting. Might not translate well to the screen. But here it looks like a rubber band for sure. Okay.
Grab a drink. Grab a drink. Settle in for some chatting, some tarot. We've got an exciting article today to discuss.
Alright.
Fix that pile differently today.
Well, yeah, it was kind of felt like card was calling out to me. Here's the Seven of Swords is the card I pulled, and it's upright today.
Very cool.
It's a really neat looking card, right? Like, that art is so cool.
It's interesting. There's like a handful in his arms, and
looks like he's stealing a bunch of swords, right? Like he's got like a bunch like in his, and he's like grabbing for.
Seven of Swords is like. Well, I'll let you read. I can't stop playing with this now. It's so satisfying in my hands.
Oh yeah, the therapy's great. It's really stress relieving. Upright, it means theft, stealth, untrustworthy. A man stealthily attempts to remove 4 swords from a military encampment. He reaches for one of the 3 other swords planted in the ground, knowing he can succeed. The flags in the background symbolize the laws and rules he heedlessly breaks. By showing himself to be untrustworthy, he is cutting himself off from civilization. That's heavy.
That was it?
Yeah.
Are you feeling deceitful?
No.
Like
not
thievery?
No. No, I don't think so.
It's an interesting
But maybe it's
choice.
happening to me, right? It doesn't necessarily say I'm doing those things. It's just that those things are happening and or are relevant to me.
Yeah,
So,
like you could be feeling like you are being taken by those who have enough. Right? Like he's got plenty.
Right. He's taking more.
But he's taking more than he needs.
Maybe.
Or you could be taking more than you need.
Right. So many different ways. And that's why I like it, at least. There's so many different ways to look at things. And the art is really cool, too. It's really neat.
Well, the art is really cool. I was going to say that, so swords often mean, like, conflict. And sometimes the different number of swords and the way that they might be arranged on the card lend itself to resolving conflict, like harmonious union of things. But 7, I know on my deck, it's like 3 and 3 interconnecting, and the 7th is coming down through the middle. And it's like, has to do with like a serious conflict. Like, it's like you are not at peace. You are dealing with a very tumultuous situation, and like essentially you're in battle, right? Like, until this thing stops breaking through your peace.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's where you are. So I just thought that was interesting, because I've gotten the 7 of Swords before, and at different times where I've been like, like, you're absolutely correct.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, like, really? You couldn't tell me something else?
Would you like your deck?
Me? Yes, please. Do you want the Therapy?
Oh, yes, please. That would be fun.
It's actually very comforting to pull. All right, so, and you, again, have been putting all of your cards back into your deck, and you haven't pulled any repeat cards as of yet.
So far, knock on wood, I have not pulled any duplicates since I started pulling cards, no.
I've been keeping some of the cards that I've already pulled out of my deck, just because I've worked with this old deck for some time, so it's less about that for me and more of just like playing around with the meaning of these in a very unique
deliberate way, right?
Yeah, so
no, I think that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy that we're both doing it in our own way, and you know, I think this is my earring backing.
There you go, the one that we lost the other day.
Sorry, it is.
That's great. Do you want me to put it with your? I'll do that right now.
That's so funny. That's hilarious to me. I could not find that, and I thought it was just like in my clothing. Like, it's definitely in my hair, it's in my clothes, I have no idea, but it's done. I feel awkward doing it from this side now. I'm like...
do you need me to do something to give you more space or something?
No, I don't think so. I just feel like I'm holding them weird.
I don't think so.
It's been a long day.
Yeah.
It always is on a Monday.
Mondays are a little rough, right? Oftentimes.
It's like I get back into my normal like sleep habits and natural rhythm of things, and then I'm jammed into Monday morning where it's like, actually,
right.
You listening to your own body is no longer
not
something
what we're doing
that we
here.
can do.
That's not what this is.
If you'd like to live. Why can't we be hunters and gatherers?
You might not be sleeping in then either.
No. I should put this back on. Sorry. It's just for the therapy. Alright. Let me get in the groove.
Yeah, the therapy. It's just like Silly Putty. It's like, it feels exactly the same, except it's like the consistency is a little more firm, I guess. But like if you pull it, right, you can kind of like break it. But because its consistency is a little bit harder, it's a little more difficult. But there we go. I sort of got a clean break that time. But I really like it. I think I might do some like navy, some dark blue fingernails for the holidays. I like navy.
Sorry, that took a while.
It's like, huh? You gotta do what you gotta do.
Okay. Page of Swords. Ah, we getting feisty.
Interesting.
You and I are feisty.
Doesn't matter.
No. Well, I say no.
Okay.
I checked my deck and they were all upside down.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking at because I was like, did I turn them over in my hand sometimes?
Yeah.
So I'm always like, I would have pulled any, you know.
So here's the Page of Swords.
Yeah. Where are the swords? Are there any here?
He's wearing a sword.
Okay.
On his hip, right? On his waist.
Yeah, you're right. And maybe these things are meant to look. I don't know. Oh wait, that's the Page of Wands.
Those are trees. Well, maybe there are swords hidden too somewhere. We're just not seeing.
That's what I was wondering. Okay, the Page of Swords moves stealthily through the forest. His action is silent, for he is engaged in a spying mission.
Ooh.
The element of cunning is his weapon. No need to draw his sword. One of the aspects of the card is watching the opposition. There is also an angry aspect to the page, a liking for revenge. Sir Gawain of the Round Table was a vengeful young man who was largely responsible for the breakup of the Order by pursuing a furious vendetta against Sir Lancelot. Such extremes reveal the fanaticism of the card. So this page is traditionally regarded as the earthly part of air, and it shows fixed opinions, which can become powerful negative traits. The action of the card does have a practical application, however. The page is also quite adept at settling controversial matters with great subtlety. Sorry.
Subtlety.
It signifies grace and dexterity, a strength of mind which can have a certain wisdom, also an astute ability for observation and devotion to duty. Ill-dignified. The mind resorts to cunning and cruelty, and underhandedness creates violent reprisals. Sudden unexpected bad news or an angry silence prevails. I actually feel like this card like almost resembles me in a way, and my struggles, like my internal struggles, and then what happens when I am at balance and at peace with things, and not not like people pleasing, but I'm like, oh, then I am wise and I am able to resolve conflicts and approach controversial things in a very soothing way, versus when I am full of rage and maybe just not meeting my needs and caring for myself. I am very in my head with awful thoughts. I think awful thoughts and I spiral in extremes.
Right.
Which can, obviously the most extremes can be really, really bad. So I kind of feel like this is just a card reflecting my inner mind and the polar extremes that it can take.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because I feel like I also have a very strong mind, but it's almost when I want to. You know what I mean? It's for lack of a better word, but it's for.
Yeah, I can definitely understand what you mean.
But it can be very awful and twisted and just overall fucked up when it wants to be, or I've given it little morsels to run with. I think then it really goes intensely.
Yeah, I know, in unhelpful, unproductive ways, right? I know, I do it too, I think I know what you mean.
Right? But I do think that that's something that I've been, really working on, really changing. But, yeah, interesting. It's interesting, though, for what I asked. I changed my ask today.
Oh, yeah, what did you ask? Do you mind if I ask what you changed your ask to?
Yeah, I kind of actually had a question in terms of work. I was okay, show me what I need to know for work. And then I said I clarified, and I was work in regards to
this
financial,
right.
how did I word it? financial gains,
Mm-hmm.
is what I said. So that's what I got, which is interesting. Like, I don't know how to read that then.
Yeah. No, I don't know how to read that then either.
Right?
But
Maybe it's me being cunning.
maybe maybe it's kind of a more roundabout message, right, or whatever.
Yeah.
Did you? Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say we both got really like, I don't want to say bad cards, but interesting cards.
Yes.
I feel like I'm gonna have to sit on that for a bit more and like consider it.
Yeah.
You know, maybe see some other ideas of what it represents.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's... Well, actually, I'm curious how these are made. Like, does the artist design the tarots based on ideas of what each card represents?
I bet you projects are different. As different as the decks.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of what I'm curious about. Like, because, you know, like...
The different
approaches. Yes, and different decks are done, obviously, they cultivate a theme, but the theme also is embedded in the messaging of each card.
That would be a really cool documentary.
And I find it interesting, because I have different cards, and so,
right,
like, they have different meanings. Like, my one on, like, the Aradia deck is, like, they're all... I don't want to say, like, they're all positive, but they all feel very empowering.
Mm-hmm. But you could, you know, find a bunch of different makers of tarot decks.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, interview them and ask them about the process.
Yeah.
Might be a cool documentary to have, like, a bunch of different people saying, like, oh, well, this is how we came up with this art, and this is how we came up with these, like, you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely, because I just wonder, I mean, I only am thinking of it too because of, like, you know, with children's books, oftentimes the author just sends, like, they don't necessarily even talk. It's like they receive the text of the book, and then the author or the illustrator creates something. And
True.
It doesn't always necessarily match maybe what the author was intending.
Yeah.
And not to say that it's good or bad, it's just like they're almost like two separate artists doing works that are related to each other, and it's just interesting.
Did you read the
Oh yeah, the article that you sent me this morning.
Yeah.
I did. I found it quite interesting. Do you want to share a little bit about, I mean, how you found it and
It was
what
just
struck
a
out for you?
science article that I saw about light.
Like, just popped up for you, or
and
you
I,
went
I
looking
only
for it?
read a little bit of it, so you have to tell me more about it probably than I can tell you about it.
Sorry, man. It's like, why am I yawning?
Long days, man.
Well, I don't think it was a thoroughly scientific article necessarily. It was kind of a Q&A. And provided some insight on why maybe metrics have changed and how to encourage scientists to, or researchers, student researchers, to continue to gather data and do it
What was the
with
headline?
integrity.
Do you remember? Or the idea of it even? It had to do with...
I don't remember the headline, but it had to do with light during the day. Not having enough light during the day affects your sleep at nighttime.
Worse than having the screen light
at
late
night.
into the night.
Yes.
Which I thought was interesting, because we've been hearing about that a lot recently.
Right. Like,
that's what got me with the article. I was like, oh, more than that, huh? More than the thing you've been telling us to try and avoid this, try and avoid this, try and avoid this.
Well, and that conversation came up, and...
More important to get outside and get some sunlight. Cool. Good to know.
What I read, the researcher shared that it was mainly related with our natural rhythms and how we essentially defy those so much. And so there was discussion on how if you turned the lights out in a room, like the majority of those people would end up feeling tired, potentially falling asleep if you did it for a substantial amount of time, even if it was, you know, let's say noon or like a non-nap time, that people would naturally fall asleep because everyone is so incredibly sleep deprived because of the way that we operate with these fake lights throughout the day. And having fake lights throughout the daytime and then not getting sunlight is what just causes you to struggle with sleep at night and then leads to this kind of cyclical effect.
Because, like, when you really think about it, like, everything you see is just light, right? Like, that's it. That's all you're ever seeing is like light reflecting off of different things,
like colors,
different things, different. Yeah, so it's like it's weird. It's a very strange world that we live in when you start thinking about how important light is and like how much it controls. It seems like it's like I don't know. It's just a special thing, obviously, but
yeah, it actually made me feel better about my preferences because I get so used to ignoring what I feel I need or my body needs or I want throughout the day because
it doesn't fit well.
Right, it doesn't fit into my schedule, and I always get very like antsy and frustrated because I want to be able to step outside. Like I actually hate that I get no time outside at all. It just like, I don't know, it like, I do not like that, and it causes something inside my body. Like, it's not a good thing. And so, like, reading that, and I was like, like I'm not just, you know, crazy anxious person. I actually, like, there is research to show that this is something my body needs, and so...
do more with.
You're right, like, the feelings I'm having are because I need this thing.
No, it's funny how important light is.
Oh, you just had like one long hair that was like dangling odd. Sorry.
Thanks.
Yeah. It was interesting. Big
fan of science.
You know, it mentioned how people who live in the cities struggle with sleep deprivation more than people who live in farms.
You get probably worst of both worlds, right? Less natural sunlight during the day because the building's blocking it more often, and then
like working in offices, and
then you have more screen light because you can't get away from it at night.
But that people in the suburbs are kind of a difficult mix to study because it's not the same as like farmlands, and it's not the same as cities, so it's kind of like not the best comparison. Basically, the correlations are like very skewed and difficult to tell. And most people that live in the suburbs don't always spend time in the suburbs, so that was something that was mentioned, that like usually suburbs are around a major city, so people are headed there for work, so it like distorts things.
That's true. Good point.
And yeah, basically that if you took people out of the city, they shared that if you had people camping for a week, their natural rhythms would adjust, and they usually tended to be sleeping better, but falling asleep a little earlier and waking up a little earlier.
And not more with the natural rhythm of the sun.
That was something that was discussed as like, we have natural rhythms inside of us, and so we realign with the sun, but not necessarily we're all getting up at exactly. That some people it's just
another
you're
factor
skewed.
Your body takes into account.
Yeah.
In what's your natural rhythm.
Exactly.
That's so cool.
So people, it tended to be you'd wake up earlier and go to bed earlier, but for you as an individual rather than as a whole, everyone just woke up when the sun rose, which I thought was interesting.
That was interesting. We designed a
Oh yeah, our new
Little logo.
Check it
For
out.
inspiring conversations.
Let us know what you think.
I think it's cool.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Did you want to say more on like light? I mean, light in general.
I mean, there's so much that could be said about light.
Absolutely.
But I don't think for this evening, for right now, it's already 5:30. So
do you ever get?
it's just, I love color, and color is light, and like it's, there's so much to it. Like, and the thing that it's like, it's weird to think of it this way, but like something most people are afraid of is just not having it.
Yeah.
Right? Like the darkness is like one of man's largest fears, and it's just a lack of light. It's
I'm
so
scared
interesting.
of the dark.
Like the darkness.
No, absolutely. I'm scared of the dark. I was gonna ask if you ever get like headaches or pains or anything from all of the light, because you've done design work where you've got multiple screens and then you need the light up super bright to see these intricate things.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, headaches and things.
Yeah, but do you feel it? Do you feel that you're sensitive to that?
Oh, do I feel like it has given me like chronic sensitivity to those things?
Yeah.
I don't know. If I said yeah, it wouldn't be like just design stuff though, because
right.
I was just like a big fan
game.
of computers and gaming in general. So like I was on them a good bit on my own, plus the design stuff where I had to be doing it for school and work stuff. So like I would say I am maybe a little more sensitive to it, but it's not like terrible, and I can't say that it's just design. It was
right, but I mean more of the lighting.
Yeah, just the screens.
Yeah.
Just too much screen time.
I was just curious because I know that you like to watch. You like stuff on when you go to sleep. And
I used to wear my eye mask last night.
I saw it on the table or whatever, and I was curious about that. You needed it, or you just felt like you wanted it?
Yeah, I sort of had a headache. And I thought, oh, maybe that'll help a little bit,
Yeah. That's kind of why I do it. I always feel them like coming on. And obviously like blue light glasses and all of that stuff. And I've used, but sometimes I do feel like, oh my God, I need to go outside and like I need to like
look at something far away.
Yeah, like watch a bird, look at a tree, and just be in nature. Like I feel very programmatic.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, get this out of me. Like, everything aches now. And
you get like start like locking up from being stuck in a chair or with the controller or the mouse. Design used to do that to me big time, because I'm like, I really want to get this done, and so like I got a hand on the keyboard, one hand on the mouse, and I'm like sitting there and like, I'll get up and after this, and then your wrist and your hands and your neck starts to hurt.
And I'm sure there weren't any like now there's a lot of.
This is a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, and even now, the stuff that is more accessible, like, I have a mouse that's for people with arthritis, so I can grip it differently. It works the same way. It's just designed different, and that is new for me. And but at work, I don't have a chair. I don't have a chair for a grown-up, let alone one that is, like...
ergonomic.
Yeah, for your posture, and then, like... Remember I saw those ones at that other place that had like ways for you to maybe like stretch and do like cross lateral movements, which just going like this helps your brain be like, oh yeah, I'm engaged again. Like,
right.
And so those types of chairs are so expensive, and there's no way you had them when you were designing regularly like that.
No, absolutely, no.
It's just wild to think of, like, I wonder what's like how are those people today that continued it?
I like thinking about that sort of stuff, like advancements that we've made, because I like to think about, like, well, what are we doing today?
That we could be better at.
We usually read some. We read from the tarot books when we do a pull, like when we read the cards, but we haven't done like formal readings, right?
No, we haven't done any like formal spreads, and I'm sorry, did I cut you off?
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, we're kind of exploring it too. Like we're just kind of learning about the cards we have.
I mean, you're more familiar. You could do a spread probably. Like I mean, you've done them for me before, and I know the book would be a part of it still, but like
right, I do use the book as a guide. I'm not like the ones that charge money and are like they don't need a book. They're like, well, this
all
is
the
this,
cards
this.
memorized, right?
Yeah, but essentially this is like a process to potentially get there, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't even know if that's the end goal. It's kind of just fun. But we each pulled a card for the day. And we're kind of just learning about that. And yeah.
I'm talking about light.
Right. Absolutely. But yeah. How are you feeling about your tarot cards? Are you happy with your deck and pulling them?
Oh, yeah. I like them. I think I've said it on here probably even before, like, so agnostic, I guess, that, like, I don't, there are days I believe in this stuff more than others, and so, like, I'm always kind of, like, it interests me. It always interests me, right? That's partially why I decided to make the purchase, because I was like, I appreciate the art and the stuff is interesting, I think, and unique, and so like I love that. So I was like, okay, sold. As far as the tarot and like direction or whatever, it's interesting because like you can look at it from like maybe like more scientific lens, right? We've had this conversation a little bit where it's like you're seeing things because you've thought of them, and like, but even that would make you think of them on a more conscious level and potentially then be better prepared for whatever, what I mean? Like, or is it that there is something special that you can kind of plug into or like pull pieces of information out of or whatever, like, I don't know. I like thinking about both things, and I like pulling the cards and thinking about the things and looking at the art. It's still basically where I am.
I wasn't sure if it had changed since you've been doing it for a bit and like just how you were feeling. I feel like they're a tool to like maybe filter messages, so to speak, but sometimes I wonder if I'm not just I struggle with realizing
bias.
Yes, am I not just pulling or reading what I want or already am thinking, or am I so self-aware that I already know these things and this tool is just like a tangible human thing that I need as a form to tell me what I already know.
Sort of, right.
Yeah, like I like totally go back and forth with that.
Yeah, I could see you tearing yourself off about that.
I really do tear myself up about that, and then I try to mentally like clear my head. Like I'm like, stop thinking what you want.
Maybe it doesn't matter so much, right? Maybe it's just a message, and the message is the one you got, and that's why you got it.
Yes, no, absolutely. At the end of it all, that is always what it comes down to for me. But when I like really think about it, I get like and like.
It's
especially
to get in your head about, right, with that.
And then
I
like
do it too.
doubting anything like that, and it's like, but how many other bullshit things are out there that we buy into and play with that aren't necessarily, mysticism or something, so to speak, and we gobble that up. Like, why can't we do something?
And there's like, for a lot of that stuff, like we were saying before, there's multiple different reasons to engage with that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just because you're a...
I want to see what this is like.
Devout believer.
I kind of just want to know. It's not terrible. It does feel so yellow, though, doesn't it?
I mean, yeah, it's still
The-
adjusting a little bit.
Yeah, and it's the I don't know what that is.
LED?
No, the thing around this, like it's not a shade.
Just kind of, I guess.
Is there another name for
I don't know what they would call that.
But I feel like that distorts the color.
Bulb cone.
It's like, I feel like a dog's head should be coming out of that thing. Oh, thank you.
Yo.
Happy that you followed.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Alright. I think we're about
You're fried.
about ready to wrap it up for the evening. We're at 40 minutes or something now, I think. But we'll be back again tomorrow, same time, 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
We'll do another poll. We're doing well. Or I am, at least.
I am as well. Yeah. Thanks for letting me check. How are you? Thank you for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
Feel free to give us an idea for a conversation tomorrow.
Yeah, today we discussed light. We had read, so we'd seen an article about how not getting enough natural sunlight during the day is as bad or worse, potentially, than getting too much blue light, like from screens at night before bed. And so we talked about that and just light in general a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have our social set up yet?
I don't have the Instagram for this. I have like my personal ones, obviously, but
Right.
we are working on developing those things as well. So stay tuned.
Yeah, I got the logo designed.
Yeah, that was our most recent thing.
So we'll definitely set them up because I'll be putting stuff together. You know, just silly things probably, but...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then we'll add them. And, I mean, especially with the logo, I could probably set one up, like, this evening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Your personal.
Oh, my personal one is public anyway.
Oh.
There's nothing.
Oh yeah, that's. I mean, it's yours. It's yours.
Yeah. It's my name. Are you scared? People are gonna know you.
No, I don't care about that.
No, that's how I feel as well. Like,
it's
I am who I am.
Yeah, it's up to you. It's your.
My thing. I'll add it in the chat, right?
Yeah, you could even just DM it, so that you can give it to one person, right?
Yeah. How do I do that? Like this?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm not entirely sure.
Neither.
It's a 3 little.
This one?
I don't know. Yeah. Just put it. You can just say it. I guess even what I forget
I don't know.
what it is. I don't even remember what yours is.
Oh, it's just my name.
Oh. Okay, you can just drop it in the chat, I guess.
See?
Yeah. There you go.
That is my personal Instagram. You don't have one. But yeah, absolutely. Feel free to follow me, and then we'll get these things set up and move in soon. I think I put it in correctly. Oh, okay, yeah, I did. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, right?
Yep.
We're stepping out.
Yeah, 5 o'clock tomorrow. We'll be back.
Yeah, we'll be back at 5, and yeah, we got to get up and move our bodies and get some natural light.
Get outside. Look at something far away.
Things we're big supporters of.
Thanks for tuning in.
See you tomorrow.
See ya.